Good morning, YouTube! My name is NoNo, and welcome back to Wani Hug That Gator. Apologies for the brief break on this one. I've got busy, and I don't have any excuses, but here we go. We should be in Ending 2. I just want to reiterate that. We should be in Ending 2. The rest of our day was spent in the living room, crowded around the old TV. At first, Olivia kept playing a few games, but after a while, she swapped it over to a comedy channel on cable. It was pretty fun to relax a while, take our mind off things, and chuckle every now and again at some bozo getting pranked in public. When the sun began to set, though, I decided I should head home. I needed a shower, and a change of clothes, and both of Damien's parents were still out. It felt bad when I left Damien's place that night. Or rather, I felt bad looking at Olivia as I walked away from his house. It only grew worse as I went from the metro to my quiet neighborhood and ultimately my empty house. Seeing the small pile of letters at the front door made me realize what that feeling was. Loneliness. Maybe I should have just waited to ask the Pains if I could have spent the entire weekend. If I did that, would I be overstaying my welcome? I don't want to abuse their hospitality after all. Ping! Withdrawing my phone from my pocket, I see that Olivia just sent me a new doodle. It's a rat slug. It was nice having you over. Despite the coldness in the house, Olivia's message brings some warmth to my heart. I had fun. Hopefully I can come over again soon. Still figuring out where we can go on our date. Take your time. We have at least a week. Kicking my door closed, I head for my computer so I can continue talking to her online. Occasionally, I search online for any forum or blog updates while she's gushing over her favorite anime. I lose track of how much time we spend instant messaging and sharing videos, but by the time I check my computer's clock, I realize it's past midnight. Shoot, I'm gonna be exhausted tomorrow. Totally worth it. The next few days went by without much fanfare. By the time I knew it, the weekend had already passed and I was back to my usual weekday routine. Go to school, do the work, hang out with Olivia, then head back home. As much as I felt compelled to check in on her after school, I didn't want to become intrusive. Besides, Olivia and I still talked over text and online anyway, and she said she was getting by just fine. Once Friday finally comes around again, though, I will find myself lounging on the Payne's couch with Olivia. Initially, she had called me over to show off her new wheelchair. And who was I to say no? Jesus Christ, I've never seen someone 2D flip like that! Watching her do donuts in the living room until she was exhausted was certainly entertaining and a good demonstration of how nice the new chair was. But now it sat abandoned in the middle of the room while Olivia sprawled across the rest of the couch with her head laid out across my lap. My hand runs along her back, eliciting more of those sweet gator purrs of hers. Although the relaxing mood ends when the purr stops and she begins to speak up. I've been thinking about our date, Inko. Oh? Do tell. The annual Volcadera Modernist Expressionist Art Showcase. I've only been there a few times with Latican on school trips. I figured we could check it out. Modernist Expressionist. Can't even envision what that style would be like. Huh, that certainly sounds experimental. I know! I can't wait to see what new ways people have to express their ideas. I'd love to see if I could meld into my own work. Her thirst for artistic knowledge is certainly commendable. Yeah, sure, that sounds like fun. Perfect. Trust me, Inko, it'll be a great experience for both of us. I'm excited to see it. For the rest of the afternoon, Olivia shows off more of her video game collection. She even convinces me to play a few rounds of one of her favorite party games. I still suck pretty bad at all this, but it was fun. Saturday morning, the big day is here. Olivia started sending me restless texts after midnight. Honestly, I was pretty excited too, so I stayed up with her for a while. She sent excited ideas and doodles of her plans for the day. They became increasingly unhinged and wobbly until I had to convince her to go to bed. Man, she's cute. Anyway, it's only about 10 in the morning. I'm left sorting through a dozen or so reminder texts from Olivia like she's afraid I'll forget. I realize too late that I don't have much time to get ready, so I skip breakfast, get dressed, and head out the door. Apparently, Olivia studied the metro schedule, so she'll be in the same cabin that comes to pick me up. It's a pretty nice day out, especially for a trip to the city. Despite the sun shining and blue skies, the air is brisk enough for a light jacket. Hopefully, the showcase is heated well. Before long, the metro comes sliding into the station and reaches a halt. Inko, over here! Olivia waves me over after we spot each other. Hey, Olivia. Inko, did you get my text? Yes, all 50 of them. You already know which stop we're getting off at? I have it memorized. I scouted out the whole place online. It's not far from South Volcadera Central. Heck yeah! Anything in particular you're looking forward to seeing? Yeah. It said this place had a whole section dedicated to expressionism. Uh-huh. You don't know what that means, do you? Nope. I just clicked pretty pictures with a magic expensive talent box. Alright. I'll tell you the absolute basics. The art genre is for dummy, goofy, silly, little silly billies. That's your worst one yet. Hush. Olivia smiles to herself, gathering her thoughts. Modernism tends to be more abstract, so you're going to see a lot of attempts at high-concept stuff. Some of it is going to completely miss the mark, so don't think too hard about the meaning. If you don't get the gist of it in less than a minute, chances are it's just pretentious. Right, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so expressionism is an art form. As an art form, it is focused on evoking specific emotions or feelings in the viewer, and as a predominantly post-war style, it really strives to capture the visual elements of dissociation, fear, and even death. The next thing I remember is being pulled off by the hand of the train. Alright, we're here! Oh, I'm so excited, thank you for going with me. Yeah, no problem. Come on, we got all day and I'm not wasting a second of it. Olivia drags me out of the metro down this custom-paved walkway. She's so excited on this date, whereas in ending one, Inko's so excited to go on his date, but I've noticed that they've taken a selfish route for both their dates. I'm trying to see how this... I just want to make sure this is ending too. I don't want to go through this again. I'm going to go through it again several more times, but... This part of town sure is different. It's just on the outskirts of the downtown area with skyscrapers looming overhead mere blocks away. Very city-like, but also very lush with plants and landscaping. Just close enough to the business that the wealth is shared, but not enough so it's invaded by regulated concrete offices. There's more suburbs nearby as well. The place we're going to may as well be a city center with how close it is to normal life. It's a standard of living I could certainly get used to. The McMansion we live in is fine, but this sort of thing really appeals to me. I'm imagining starting a family here. Inko! Oop, did I say something? We're almost here, look! Olivia jabs her finger at a building ahead of us on the walkway. Surrounded by a wide open field stands a vaguely modernist-looking building. The structure and overall design makes it seem like the building itself is a part of the exhibit, while also not being too intrusive with the surrounding architecture. And the door doesn't budge. Huh? Olivia impatiently tries pulling the door open again, trying to jerk it open, and it clunks uselessly. What the fuck? Olivia, the sign. It opens at 10. And my phone says it's only 9:30. But... She's interrupted by a low rumbling noise and a dusting of red blooms on her cheeks. Olivia, did you just wake up and rush to the metro without breakfast? Yeah. Well, I can't blame you. I was excited and forgot to eat as well. Sorry. Don't be sorry. There's a local cafe just across the street. I just tried it. Come on, let's get out of the cold. Okay. And then a black screen. God, that was something else. Olivia was doing a good job of ignoring the chills, but she gave a deep sigh of relief once we entered the warm cafe. We order breakfast with hot chocolate and take a seat near the window. Olivia takes her first warm sip and melts into her chair. For a while, we just rest quietly. She looks back to the gallery building. One other reason I wanted to go here. I need to give a speech at the formal. For Latican. Something that'd make him proud. Something that'd do him justice. Oh. I heard some of his earlier work ended up here. I wanted to see it. That's a very thoughtful idea, Olivia. You really think it's here? It better be. It better be. Olivia blows into her hot chocolate and then takes a deep, careful sip, while also fucking dabbing for some reason. With the early morning lighting in the building in the back, it sets a delicate, somber mood. A young lady taking a moment to herself from the elements outside. No, not letting this chance escape me. Hey, stay still a second. Do that again. I want to save this. The red creeps back across her cheeks. The coloring only enhances the potential shot before me. I lift my camera and carefully back away from Olivia, surveying the shot from all angles. Will you hurry up? Shh, just go back to your hot cocoa, Olivia. It's weird, Inko. You're being weird. Though she said that, Olivia does return to savoring the warm drink slowly. It's as if her lips finally touch against the cup that the shot is perfect. My camera clicks in rapid succession, capturing the entire moment of her delicate sip. Even her soft sigh after, and the scarlet on her cheeks growing more and more, and... Inko. Oh, sorry, Liv. Got the shot. Returning to the table, I turn the display her way so she can see the best of the 15 shots. Her face practically explodes with embarrassment as she draws her hoodie up to hide it. You look great, Olivia. Shut it. Do you really think so? Absolutely. You're more photogenic than you think, Olivia. With an annoyed huff, she pulls her hoodie back. You suck at compliments, Inko. Even as she said that, her smile speaks even louder. Olivia looks back out again. Is that... Oh, yes, people are going in. Come on, let's go. I nod and put my things away. Olivia's already out the door while I throw our trash out. Alright, for real this time. Art gallery. Here we come. Why didn't Inko disappear that time? That was odd. I don't like that. The door swings wide open this time, granting us access to the treasures within. Upon entering the hall, it feels as though we've transported into a new world. One I've experienced before. The Novici Ricci world. What the fuck does that mean? My footsteps and the quiet creaking of Olivia's wheelchair echo through the halls. There's already a few others, some older folks and college students. We're definitely the youngest people here. Olivia waves me to come close and speaks in a quiet voice. Alright, they've got sculptures over that way. Those are cool. But what I'm looking for is regular painting halls. Which should be... She looks around a bit and jams a finger down a corridor. That way. Got it. I wheel her down the direction she picked and into a large room. It's definitely what she was looking for. Paintings adorn the walls, evenly spaced apart and displayed with all the relevant information. If Latican's work is anywhere, it'll be here. We start searching, and man, this building is beautiful. I end up taking lots of shots. Olivia was a bit nervous and made it very clear if I used flash, even once she'd nibble my arm off. If I'm taking shots of Olivia looking around the building itself, the occasional sculpture or painting I find neat. This is really fun. We definitely got to make this a recurring thing. At some point, Olivia stops and talks with one of the other visitors. She's actually hitting it off pretty good and introducing herself. She even gets to make a couple connections to local artists. A few even give her a business card. Didn't know artists used those. And the art itself. Some of the paintings are beautiful landscapes, some more abstract. Might be that modernism thing Olivia bum rushed me with on the way here. Some though are just trash. Overly pretentious, just warped, ugly figures or meaningless arrangements of colors. Ugh, I can do better than this. Olivia stares a bit at some of them, don't know what for. As far as I know, a lot of this stuff is just used as money laundering. That is a fucking incredibly fair point. If I fucking tape a goddamn banana to the wall, it's worth $120,000 and you can't tell me otherwise. We search on and on, but none of the other paintings we see are by Latican. Even after an hour, even after splitting up to check some of the smaller rooms, we find nothing. Eventually, we take a break in the main hall. Even the benches here are sleek. So far, all the modern art stuff have been, to be honest, they felt like absurd jokes. Between very questionably shaped statues to just objects glued onto hanging canvases, fucking taped banana on wall, it's all just bizarre to me. So, no luck? Nope. We watch a small group bickering before a stone relief. Why is there a fucking 360 golden toilet before me all of a sudden? Of a toilet. A very nice toilet, but still. My foot jostles Olivia's empty chair before us, which we've used as a makeshift table for all of our stuff. Say, Inko. There's a glint of mischief in her silver eyes. She motions me close and whispers her idea into my ear. I feel my own mischievous grin start to form. With a nod of agreement, my hands reach for the handlebars of Olivia's chair. 10 minutes later. Must be a statement against modern industrial pharmaceutical companies? No. Clearly a display of the isolation of the average artist today. Our makeshift hand puppets drop as we laugh, watching as a pair of suit-wearing 30-somethings debate over my camera sat in Olivia's wheelchair on the other end of the room. We're sat together, leaning heavily on each other as we eagerly keep an eye on our own little artistic display. On one end of the hall, us, just a normal, unassuming couple taking a breather and enjoying each other's company. On the other end, in front of a blank section of wall, a lone wheelchair sits with a camera carefully placed in its seat. It was Olivia's idea. She's a genius. Every few minutes, a patron will come waltzing down the hall and take a pause to stare at it, like it's the most profound thing they've ever seen. When some journalist-looking guy took a knee to get a picture, it took all we had not to burst into laughter. It worked on everyone that passed, without fail, every time. Eventually, the flow of people slows down, and I could feel Olivia squeeze my hand. You okay? Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. Sorry we haven't found what we were looking for yet. It's fine. I'm still seeing a lot of neat stuff. It does kind of suck. It's probably not here, though. Yeah, I hear you. You got some new buddies I saw. Yeah, we're not the only artists here right now. One of them was here to check her work since it was recently displayed. Wow. There's a lot of great stuff here. Nice. I'm glad. I really like the... Who the fuck are you? Oh, what do we hear? It's an older woman who called out to us, approaching with a serpentine look in her eye. From her elegant sequin dress to her bright golden heels that click with each step, I can only guess that she's some important figure here. Wait, ma'am, would you be... Olivia's excited words are cut off by the well-dressed woman now standing right before us and sporting a simple smile. Yes, Alina Scarborough. I own and operate this gallery. I don't know why you have a deep voice, but you do. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miss Scarborough. The rehearsed words come out so easily, all those garden parties I'd attended having helped me learn the proper etiquette. I'm Incognito, and she's Olivia Helfer. You two are awfully young. Are you two on a date? Yes, ma'am. Olivia blushes a bit at how confidently I say that. Why here, of all places? What piqued your curiosity, if I may ask? I'm working towards becoming a photographer myself, and today was all Olivia's idea. I can see the DSLR you have certainly bring back some memories. Olivia straightens her posture with confidence. I'm an aspiring artist, Miss Scarborough. Yes, Alina's fine. Right, Alina, I wanted to learn more about the current art world. And there's a particular art piece I'd like to see here. Alina nods. Is there anything here by a Trent Latikin? Latikin. That's definitely a unique name. One I haven't heard in a long time, and one I couldn't possibly forget. You mean... Yes, I'm certain we have some work from him still around. Would you like me to lead the way? Yes, please. I believe it's a bit far on the other end of the facility. I can see how it'd be an easy miss. It's a bit hidden away in one of the smaller rooms. Come. She stops mid-turn. I don't remember that being installed. Interesting. Hey. Oh, well, aren't you too rambunctious? Well played. Sorry, Alina. Don't be sorry. Being little rascals is what a lot of art is all about. Come, it's this way. I started pushing Olivia, following the gallery owner. Olivia motions me to come close and whispers in my ear. I like her. Yeah, she's fun. Alina rounds a corner and clears her throat again. So, Olivia... Yes, ma'am? You say you're looking to be a better artist. Do you mean professionally? Yes, actually. That's wonderful. I'd love to see your work sometime. If that's good enough, we can even feature it here someday. Really? Oh, yes, this place is a great way for our local artists to be supported. Why's that? The building in my business is a non-profit, yes. But artists can choose to display their work for commercial purposes. A substantial amount here is for sale, and all the money goes to the artists. A substantial amount. Maybe Olivia would appreciate some memorabilia for today. Wow. That's amazing. I'm definitely interested. Great! I didn't even know there was a place like this. Do you know of the other advantages that could work for you then? Advantages? No, I don't. The gallery owner takes out a small tablet, tapping lightly on the display until she presents a digital flyer to Olivia. Yes, there's several organizations that support disabled artists, from simple connections up to running their own exclusive events. If you want, I could pass your name around to some of the busybodies that tend to show up to poach some, and some of the upcoming artists. I can't help but cock an eyebrow at her tone, or how she used the word poach. Olivia must have thought similarly as she shook her head. No, thank you. I need to be an artist that's good enough on my own, and I need to be an artist that Latikin would be proud of, without any crutches. I'd be a terrible student if I did. Oh, you knew Latikin. I should have figured. How's he doing these days? Oh, Latikin's passed away. Oh, I'm so sorry. My condolences. Was he important to you? Olivia was his student. I understand. I only knew him decades ago. His work was superb. But I didn't know he had an apprentice. Oh, are you his apprentice? Miss Alina, a moment, please. Abraham, I'm clearly in the middle of... What is it? The shipment is here. They need you to sign right away. Of all the timing. I'm so sorry, you two. This will only take a moment. Yes, Alina. She points down into the room next to us. It's right in there. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be right back, I promise. You good? Yeah, let's go see it. We enter the small display room. The lights are kept intentionally dimmer in this room to create a calmer atmosphere. All along the walls are more paintings, and there's a lone bench in the center of the room. Which one is Latikin's? Maybe there's more than one. What the hell? These are all very interesting fucking screaming faces, but here it is! I caught up to her. The name on the painting is unmistakable. Trent Latikin, age 19, Alamaster, St. Hammond High School. And then the painting itself. An elaborate depiction of a dino, twisted and warped stylistically. I can't tell if it's mocking or what. And it's part of a set. There's a half dozen of its types here on the wall. It's the real thing. Wow. They're amazing. But what is it? Didn't I tell you on the way over here? Latican's early work was expressionist portraits. He made these when he was just a year older than I am now. Some of these are historical figures, some are just people he knew personally. A few are just everyman. They're made in a very special way. The portraits show the person distorted in unique ways, based on that person's life and Latican's opinions of them. Huh. Are they in praise of the people depicted, or critical? People would get into arguments over that. If they were satirical caricatures with too little effort put into them, or if these were in praise, showing people's lives as truly a part of them, through the brilliant brushwork. But he never said. I wonder why. If you ask me, I think it's both. It's not about how good or bad he wanted to depict people. It's a brutal sincerity, an urge to embrace your flaws and strengths together. People either disregarded one or the other in their interpretations. It's like he recreated the proverbial half glass of water. Amazing, right? I think? Honestly, to me, it just sort of looks like ironically ugly distortions of characters painted in a very skilled way. I like your interpretation. It's really deep. Thanks. In all honesty, I don't understand what the purpose of these paintings are. Swirling some colors around a person's head doesn't do much to express their personality. I wonder what people would say about Olivia's paintings if they were hung up here. Will she even get that chance? It's a lot harder to get into the mainstream nowadays than it was when Latican was her age. Speaking of... Hey, Olivia. Why did you reject Alina's offer earlier? I said already, I want to be a good enough artist without that stuff. If I'm Latican's legacy, I need to live up to his accomplishments. Latican didn't need any benefits to get where he was, so I shouldn't either. Are you sure? Olivia cocks an eyebrow. It's just a kickstart to your career. It's a safety net. It's guaranteed that later you can live up to his skill. It's a better chance to even surpass his acclaim. But it's not the one I want. Latican passed on what he knew to me. It's not right to take the easy way up. Besides, I don't want to be shoehorned into some niche category simply because I was born into it. And what of your own legacy eventually? What happens if you can't find another big break like that? You wouldn't be able to pass on what you taught to someone else. Isn't that scary? It's terrifying. Her words shook as she said it. You make a good point, but... Olivia's eyes look at Latican's name on the wall, which seems to fill her with courage. For now, I'll just think about it later. I'll just think about it, alright? The loud clicking of heels causes Olivia and I to look towards the entrance of the room. Did you find it? Oh, excellent. Yes, Selena, we found it. I just love this set. Who doesn't love a good bit of critical analysis? Did you get what you wanted? Yes, I think I did. I needed to see the real thing. Thanks, Alina. Of course! Glad I could help. Is there anything else you needed? Actually, Alina. Is this set for sale? The set here? Now that I think about it, it was, although the price was pretty high. I think he only wanted the money if it were really substantial. If you two know him, I could lower it for you to be something more reasonable. I think you would want that. I think it'd be nice to get at least one for Olivia. Nico! Huh? She tugs at my sleeve. No, please don't. They're right where they need to be. But you just said everyone else doesn't get it. Even so, I wanted to stay here where everyone can see it. I could never keep it to myself like it's some kind of personal keepsake. Please, Inko, don't. Okay. Sorry. Just thought you'd appreciate it. Thanks for thinking of me, but no. Okay. I'll take Olivia's hand, her tense claws slowly receding. How much longer will these stay up? Oh, indefinitely, probably. People do really like the work, they just can't afford it. I suppose if someone does buy it now, his next of kin would get the money. I should contact them and make sure that sort of thing is arranged just in case. Sorry for getting emotional right there. No, not at all. I think that mindset is very noble of you. Well, I have other things to attend to, if you'll excuse me. Thank you for your visit. Please let me know if there's anything else you need. As the owner starts walking away, Olivia squeezes my hand. With her silver eyes, I can see Olivia's thoughts at war with one another. Alina. She stops and turns again. Yes? You asked before if I was Latican's apprentice. Oh, yes, and then I got cut off. My bad. Are you? I am. Alina gives a warm smile. then I expect big things from you. While Olivia said I couldn't buy Latican's pieces, I could still give something to Olivia. Taking up my camera, I adjust the ISO and f-stop so I won't need to use the flash within the room. Inko, this'll just take a moment. It's a simple matter, the paintings being the sole subject of the photos I take. I don't even have to manually focus on them. My camera clicks near silently as I pace the room, capturing the perfect duplicate of each of our teachers' works. When we finish here, I'll be sure to print and frame them for Olivia. But for now, I should focus on our date. I stroll back to Olivia and hand her my camera so she can inspect the shots herself. She smiles as she looks them over, and I take a hold of her chair. Say, want to go snag some of the little sandwiches they had out the front? Sure, you drive. With a nod, we exit the room and start heading back to the main hall of the gallery. See, that was cute. That was way better than the other fucking date. Inko, Olivia's head tilts back so she can look me in the eye. Sorry if this wasn't the ideal date. What? No, I'm enjoying it, Olivia. You sure? Absolutely. In fact, I want to see more galleries like this. Just the two of us critiquing fascinating new pieces, giving our honest thoughts, snapping photos of the best ones. I could definitely picture us going on more dates like this. However, there's also another date I have in mind. Olivia. Yeah? About the winter formal. Yeah. Do you still want to go with me? I nearly stumble over her now wagging tail. Of course! We are going together. Yes, I know, but I mean... Yes, Inko, I want to go with you. Her eager words send a wave of easiness through my mind and body, relieving tension that I hadn't even noticed. So, it's a date? It's a date. A smile tugs at her face as she reaches out for my hand. I take hers and we continue our walk to the exit. How does she walk all of a sudden? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway. Why does she look sad now? What the fuck is wrong with that? Taking a screenshot of that. On the metro ride back, Olivia leans against my shoulder. Her eyes follow landmarks out the window on the other side of the car as we pass them by. Despite the loud humming of the tracks, I feel Olivia humming to herself. So, what are you thinking? I'm trying to put my thoughts together. What I'm going to say for Latican's memorial. I definitely have all the pieces I need. Just having a hard time stringing them together. How so? I don't know. Just needs to be something that will really do him justice. I need a solid direction. We pass under a few bridges while the thought sits. What do you think? A direction? She nods. In that case, I think I have a few ideas. What I saw today, I saw a lot of you. How Latican affected you. How his teaching shaped who you are now. That story is amazing. And I know everyone else will love it as much as I do. There's your angle. Olivia doesn't respond, but I feel her humming to herself again. Maybe. That is a good point. But what if people don't get it, though? I'm unsure still. Nah, the more I think about it, the more I think that it needs to be the big thing. After all, who was closer to him than you? Even you say you're his apprentice. Doesn't that mean you're the end result of his life's work? Let his work live on through you. I'm sure he'd love that. She smiles to herself. Yeah, I think you're right. Thanks. This really helped. I'm glad to be of service. I don't think we're in ending 2 now all of a sudden. Things are too bright. I was envisioning something worse. The rest of the ride goes quieter, just us enjoying each other's company. I try to escort Olivia back home when the time comes, but she insists she can get there on her own. She offers me one last hug before we part ways for the day. As the metro races towards my stop, I think about the future. Olivia and I are going to the winter formal together. I'll need a good outfit and a bouquet if I want to impress her. I wonder what kind of dress she'll want to wear. It might be hard since she's disabled, but maybe I can look into it and give her some suggestions. I think that's the first time Inko's ever said she is disabled, as a line. Anyway, it's December. Winter in Volcadera Bluffs is officially here, and as if to celebrate the occasion, tonight is St. Hammond's Winter Formal. Hard to believe it's already here. It really crept up on me. Whenever I remember this event coming up, I just force it out of my mind. Whole thing has me pretty anxious. It's like a date, but on a whole new level. Like there's some formality to it. I better not mess this up. Anyway, I find myself with a new difficulty in my life. Over and under and around it. Okay, we have definitely read through this before. Oh no. Is it all... And then he puts on his purple jacket with a black shirt. Oh no, maybe this is different. Tossing on the piece of resistance. Yeah, okay. Maybe the little forethought in there was different, but I swear to God that was gonna be the same scene, so I apologize. Tonight's gonna be the best night ever. Probably. Definitely. I'll make it the best night ever for the both of us. That's definitely the same. And then Dad says, back by midnight. Hasn't noticed me, none of it matters. And a low grumble, back by midnight without that. I'm not about, yep. The chill that washes over me and plagues my moral aware. Yep. Blah, 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 blah. And then the metro ride there this will probably be different. It's the same ride I've taken countless times this year, but this time it has a sense of finality to it. The rocking motions of the cabin are both calming and nauseating at the same time, and I find myself teetering between positivity and negativity. If there's one night that needed to go well, it's tonight. No dodgeballs to the face, no falling into pools, no harassment from anybody. I pray that Latican's eulogy goes smoothly. I can read way faster than that. I just can't fucking get over my tongue. I'm from the Midwest, everybody. I can speak really, really fast. I just can't go auctioneer fast. I'm somewhere between can't talk at all and auctioneer. I'm like dead fucking smack in the middle of that. I find comfort in the routine walk from the metro to the Payne residence. As I stand outside the house, I realize I forgot to bring any flowers. But this isn't prom yet, so. It's December, and that means festivities. The house is adorned with a row of colorful Christmas lights. Guess who had to put those up too? It was worth it to see Vinny and Olivia smile like that, but man, at this rate, I'm gonna get jacked doing all these chores for them. After a quick knock at the front door, I patiently wait for them to answer. I hear some voices on the other side, something about being too cold, I think. It was pretty funny the first time, but do they do this every time I swing by? I didn't think the weather bothered them that much. A moment later, Damien swings the door open. Hey, Inko, you're looking snazzy. Thanks, this is all new stuff. Think Olivia will like it? Probably, but she'd probably be just as excited seeing you wearing any old suit. Well, it's the effort that counts, right? Yeah, like, I wanted to wear a t-shirt that looked just like the real thing so I would be cozier and not have to deal with ties or any annoying stuff, but Mom threatened to beat the snot out of me if I did for some other reason. Thought I'd get away with doing it anyway, but then Liz threatened the same thing. Girls, right? Anyway, come on in, it's staying cold. He slams the door behind me when I step in. The inside is also decorated for the holidays. Sophia must have spent hours decorating, as the living room is a tapestry of Christmas spirit. It even suffuses the air. I remember that fucking word too! It suffuses the air! What the fuck does that mean? With the internal heating mixed with the scent of sweets baked with cinnamon. I'll have to ask her later to take pictures of this beautiful holiday scene within the living room. Liz and the Paynes are all sitting in the living room. Hey guys. Inko, is it true you ordered a... I don't think she's supposed to be surprised for her. Oh. Thanks again, though. It's crazy getting one of those. Yeah, Olivia's gonna love it. I really feel like we should have pitched in more, though. Oh, don't worry about it. It was my idea. Alright. Nice suit, by the way. Why, thank you. Damien nonchalantly takes a seat on the couch next to Liz and wraps an arm around her like it's no big deal. Yeet! Damien looks at me and flickers his eyebrows. He knows what he's got. What a player. I should try that with Olivia. Miss Payne can't hide her excitement any longer. Oh, that's precious. My little boy's all grown up now. Mom. Now, Damien, it's your parents' God-given right to tease you. One day you'll be doing the same to your kids. You guys better not be like this all night. Where's Vinny when I need him? Vinny's with his karate team. They're having a big sleepover. Oh my god, Vinny's not even a part of the night now. Okay. God, that makes the heartbreak of ripping his fucking drawing up way better. Okay. We're not risking our little rascal messing up anyone's outfits before their big night. You've removed him from the equation. Oh, Lord, yeah. The idea of acid on my evening gown, I'd just die. Damien sniffles dramatically. Oh, stop it. So, don't worry. Olivia's just getting ready. She's worked on her dress the whole week for it to look perfect. Worked on it? You mean she made it herself? More like she helped me in making it for her, even added her own personal flair to it. A homemade dress? Oh, wow, and if Olivia helps, she's gonna look amazing. Oh, Inko, I see that look. My face ignites in embarrassment as the rest of the room laughs at me. It's just some ribbon, Inko. Don't want you feeling left out, after all. Gee, thanks, Randy. There's more laughter, but I can't stay angry at the Paynes. Instead, I take the last spot on the couch and lean back, mindful to not crease my suit too much. For the next couple of minutes, we simply wait and relax. Well, Damien and I relax. A blush is slowly spreading over Liz's cheeks and down her neck. That must be a hell of a fucking blush if it's going down that motherfucking neck. Kinda reminds me of a thermometer. Yeah, exactly! Literally what I thought of! Damien shuffles closer to her, her red face coming down close to him. She whispers something into her ear. And whatever he said makes the Lizometer hit 1,000 degrees with an alerted yelp. His parents are just grinning as she squirms under their gaze. Don't feel too bad for her, though. This is what she wants, I think. Still, what the heck did Damien tell her? I'm gonna... No, wait. Dinosaurs don't have cocks. Never mind. No, scratch that. Is Damien even doing this on purpose? Why are y'all staring at that red garden hose? I turn to Olivia's voice and... Oh. Wow. Ooh, I knew you'd look amazing, Olivia, but to go so far. A hand slaps my back hard enough to make me stand and yelp. Randy grins unapologetically and then motions me towards Olivia. Olivia, you look... So many words fill my mind to describe her. I can feel my mouth flapping uselessly as I try to pick one. I look? Gulping in a breath of air, I finally pick... Beautiful. The single word is enough to make Olivia's blush reach as far as her shoulders. And yet she smiles, even twirling her chair side to side so I can take in all the angles of her dress. Sophia said you helped make it. More like she helped me. It's quite vibrant in color, something that I'd come to realize when it comes to any work Olivia does. So, what are we waiting for? Traffic's gonna suck like hell. Shouldn't we get into Liz's car now? About that. Honk honk. What the? Honk. That'll be our cue. Thank you again for having me, Sophia and Randy. My hands weren't preoccupied with rolling my confused day to the door. I would have waved back to Damien's parents. Damien holds the door open so Olivia's able to clearly see our ride for the night. Whoa, awesome! The pristine white limousine parked out front idles waiting for us. Our chauffeur exits his seat and rounds the car to hold the door open for us. Mindful of him, I wheel Olivia as close to the entryway. The driver moves to assist Olivia, but I hold my hand out to stop him. I'll help her. Could you handle her chair? Of course, sir. He holds the chair in place. If I may. Yeah, I get it. With all the care necessary, one arm snakes around Olivia's knees and the other around her back. I lift Olivia from her chair in a princess carry, feeling my legs shaking as I take the final 2 steps. Olivia tucks her head against my neck, her hot breath making my skin tingle pleasantly. Finally, I set her down on the soft leather seat within, right next to the tiny fridge and bar. Looking through the back window, the driver has finished securing her wheelchair in the trunk. He gives me a nod and returns back to the passenger door where Damien is guiding Liz in. Oh wow, it looks even nicer than on the website. Hey, Inky, the bar's free game, right? I throw Damien a thumbs up. All paid for. Inka, we didn't agree. It's fine, Liz. I covered the extra cost. Awesome! Damien's already pulled 2 glass bottles of cola off from the tiny fridge. Psst. That was his tooth. He cracks open a second one with minimal effort. Goddamn. For you! He waves his bottle over to me in offering. I decline. Leaning over, I manage to snag 2 bottles and the fancy bottle opener. All the bottles open, I hold mine up for all to see. A toast before we get there. To what, though? Ah, crap. Didn't think that far ahead. To a good night. And to Latikin's memory. Yeah. Our bottles clink loudly against each other and we proceed to drink our frothy caffeinated beverages. Oh, that was way better! I'm not getting the second ending, am I? Oh no, I fucked that up! Oh no, I wanted to see the second worst ending. This is probably ending 3, now that I'm like, oh. By the time we reach the convention center, the fridge has been thoroughly emptied of its contents. I'm honestly impressed that Damien could drink so much. Ha ha! Somehow he hasn't burped a single time. I don't even try to wrap my head around that anymore. Olivia's hand wraps around mine while we wait for the limousine to come to a stop. Peering out of the tinted window, I see plenty of activity just outside of the venue's doors. Looks like a line has already formed. All of the dinosaurs are dressed in colorful formal wear as they socialize with each other and drink from suspiciously opaque bottles. They're not even in the door and the party's already started. Olivia suddenly wraps her arms around mine, drawing my attention away from the sight. Everybody else is going to be so jealous of us. That was the intention. I smile and squeeze Olivia's hand. She squeezes back. The shining moment finally comes as our limousine pulls into the open carport in front of the venue, quieting the crowd to just murmurs. We wait in deafening silence for another minute or so before the passenger door opens wide. Taking the initiative, I step out into the open as the driver sets up the wheelchair with a flourish. Our ride makes a great set piece and naturally draws the attention of everyone nearby as I ease Olivia into her chair gently. Whoa, is that? That's Olivia and Inko! A human dino couple? Cringe! Holy shit, it's Sisyphus! I bask in my peers' admiration as Damien and Liz follow after us. There's a figurative red carpet stretching from our limousine to the entrance of the venue. Have a good evening, sirs and ladies. Before the driver turns away, I shake his hand, palming him the necessary tip. The sound of the car door shuts behind me, and I take this as our cue to push Olivia forward and get us a spot in line. As we make our way inside, our fellow classmates continue to vocalize their astonishment. Damn! Come to the party in style, Nito! Olivia looking good, girl? You make that dress yourself? Is it just me, or did Inko and Olivia kind of look cute together? As much as I hate to admit it, what the hell am I saying? I'm loving this. After months of feeling regarded as the school's outcast, the spotlight's finally shining on me and I'm reveling in it. and it feels good knowing that Olivia was getting the attention she rightfully deserves. Me and my cadre slowly moved past the crowd with heads held high. We approached the sign-in table where more people in line look our way. Figures. Think we could cut him? What? Wait, why would we be allowed to... Let's go, Inko. With a nod, I push Olivia around the line and head directly for the table. Looking back, Liz frowns, but Damien simply nods in understanding. My peers in line beside us are watching as we casually roll up to the table where Ben is waiting. Olivia! Inko, you made it! Hey. Ignoring Olivia's clipped tone, I smile back at Ben. Of course we did. In a limo, no less. What better way to start off the night? Ben moves a clipboard to Olivia and she quickly fills in her name. I lean over her shoulder and sign myself in too. Alright, you guys are good to go. What about Latikin's memorial? I wasn't ever told when I'd be speaking. He hands over a slip of paper to Olivia. We'll be doing it at the end. We want to let everyone enjoy their night first. Figured he would have liked it that way. Looking at the sheet over Olivia's shoulder, I see that it's a collection of bullet points related to Latikin's eulogy. Olivia scowls and crumples the sheet into a tiny ball between her palms. Olivia! I have a speech ready, Ben. Look, I know. It's just a backup. Just in case, alright? Nothing could go wrong. She tosses the balled up paper into a wheelchair compartment. Let's go, Inko. Right. See you inside, Ben. Below her breath, Olivia mutters. Hope not. Uh-oh. Oh! We move past the check-in, venturing deeper into the halls of the venue. Ahead of us, an open set of double doors leads to the main hall. Near the side, we enter. Several rows of neat, round tables. The other half is reserved for the dance floor. On the far side, a large stage for live performances. Nobody seems particularly interested in the Christmas music that echoes from the wall-mounted speakers. Now that we're in here, I didn't think they'd take the winter part so literally. Drapes of white and blue hanging along the walls. All of the table centerpieces look like crystalline statues shaped into snowflakes. Even the large chandelier hanging above the crowd seems to have drooping icicles dangling from it. Above us is a giant glass ceiling that opens into the night sky. There's too much light pollution to make out any constellations, but the moon is really pretty. An image comes to mind immediately. Lights dimming, music slows to something soft. The only real source of light is the moon hanging overhead. A true moonlit dance. I wonder if I can make that happen. It would be nice. This isn't the only room, of course. Off to the sides in several directions are doors that lead to the other halls and rooms. Olivia's looking around at the other exits too. Well, we made it. What do you want to do? I gesture towards the dance floor. Feeling like getting jiggy with it? Olivia gives a wincing smile. I thought you were supposed to be cool. But dancing? I don't want to watch. No, I think I'd rather die. Besides, somewhere around here is a room they set up for Latikin. Right, yeah, we should pay our respects for him before anything else. Alright. Olivia's tail guides my wrist as I push us towards one of the exits. The memorial room isn't hard to find. It's a small room, well lit and with little furniture. On the far end, a framed picture of Latikin and some of his older pictures from his classroom. Some from him, some from his students. There's a few other students here paying their respects. Olivia taps my wrist with her tail and I let go. I walk alongside her as we approach the portrait. I wonder when this was taken. It can't have been that long ago. He looks just like he did earlier this year. Olivia doesn't seem like she's ready just yet. I'll give her a bit of privacy. Oh my good God, why the fuck would you leave her there? I wait outside the memorial room, leaning against the wall. I can see a bit into the main hall from here. The music swapped from festive to proper upbeat dance music. In fact, I'm pretty sure I see... Yep, Liz's head towers over the rest of the students, spinning and bouncing, rhythmically, just like a metal spring. I'm sure Damien's doing his best to keep up. They must be having a blast. I'm glad. Man, it's still so surreal to even be here. I never thought I would have ended up on a date with someone at an event like this. I've seen all sorts of stuff like it in the movies, but to actually experience it gives me the jitters. One big night to make the sparks fly. Olivia touches my hand, using the other to wipe at her eyes. Hey, are you ready to go? She nods. Yeah, thanks for waiting. The music's changed in the ballroom. Olivia looks over and smiles. Tempting, very tempting, but I didn't actually eat lunch today. That's turning into a bad habit. I know. I spent all day writing, reading, rewriting, rereading, on and on. I get you. Come on! I think I saw where they were serving food. Passing through the main hall once more, Olivia's hunched over something. Her phone. I crane my neck around her shoulder to get a better look. She's carefully studying pictures she's taken of her speech. Seeing the room must have renewed her drive. You'll do great, Olivia. I hope so. I have to get this right. If you want, we can find a table first. Then I can get us dinner and give you a bit of extra time if you want. Would you? Yeah, no problem. Thanks. Olivia points me to the table in the corner, furthest away from the commotion. Just like our spot in the lunchroom at school. How about that? You want meat, right? You know it! At these types of events, they would either have catering or meal tickets, at least when I attend with my parents. But judging by the sight of my peers carrying small plates of food, it's a simple buffet. Of course, catering with some 100 active seniors is bound to go wrong. The scent of spiced meat wafts through the spacious hallway. I can only imagine how Damien would feel right about now. I follow the movement of the crowd, letting the finer-nosed dinosaurs pinpoint the location of the buffet for me. As the ambient music dies down, the chatter starts to grow louder. I turn the corner of a hallway and find myself exactly where I want to be. Buffet stations run parallel along each wall in the cafeteria-esque room. There's even a chef and grill in the corner, prepping personal selected cuts of meat to specification. Most of the dinosaurs struggle to remain civilized in the presence of this kind of food. Having skipped a meal, I don't know if Olivia would fare much better. Nearly every station is swarmed with high school seniors. I walk over to one of the few tables in the room that's still open. Salad bar. I'm getting some pretty good ideas. I'll impress Olivia with the nicest darn-looking meal she's ever seen. That'd be great for soothing her anxious nerves and setting a romantic tone. Taking and balancing a tray on one arm, I consider how best to arrange a full dinner properly. Wait. A video I had recently watched starts replaying in my head. Remember, most important part of a high-quality meal is the garnishing. Okay, I'll start here and get some veggies around the edges of the plate. It's framing, like in a painting. And then I'll go find the best meats to fill in the rest. I start waiting in line, eyeing the main course as it slowly moves me forward. There's some decent variety. I can really work with this. Hey, mind if I cut in? Ah, Damien! Hey, thanks, don't mind if I do. Can't you wait in line like everybody else? I did the first time. This is round 3. No use getting annoyed. If he gets beat up in the parking lot later, it's his own problem. So how's your night going? It's going well. Olivia and I are having a great time so far. Hey, that's great. Liz and I have been dancing like crazy. It's a blast. Gotta say, I'm happy for you. Sorry for being unsure earlier when you two first became an item. Looks like I was completely off the mark. Don't sweat it, man. Yeah. Got 2 plates for yourself, I see. Smart, I should have done that. Ha! No, one's for Olivia. He cocks an eyebrow. You sure? Yeah, I'm gonna put everything into printing it up. That's herbivore food, son. It is now. I know what I'm doing. We're finally at the front of the line. I start carefully picking out the best cuts and strips of various meats on display. I saw a guide on this once. It'll end up crazy romantic. Romantic, huh? She likes turkey more than duck. I drop the roasted mallard on the tongs and grab the preferred bird. You'll see. It'll be great. If you say so. I'm sure it'll be fine, then. Damien just loads his plate up with stacks upon stacks of brisket and fillets, nearly forgetting to use the tongs at all. Once he has his plate stacked high, he gives a salute and slinks back out of the room. I, however, still have a mission to do. There's a few more lines of things for things like side dishes. This is going to be perfect. This is not going to be perfect at all. Oh, man! 20 minutes later, and 2 trays of perfectly picked meals are balanced precariously on my hands. It came out pretty great, I think. I even used the condiments to my advantage, leaving perfect dots of flavor where they'd be most effective. I hope Olivia likes it. Here we go. Ta-da! I slide Olivia's tray before her. A part of me is irked that she'd have her elbows on the table, even resting her head on her hands. Sheesh, Inko, you took so long I thought you were going to bring back, like, an entire cow or something. She smiles and rolls her eyes when she sees the tray. Very funny. Come on, where's the real one? Her smile fades. This is it? Were the lines really that bad? What do you mean? Like, were there a lot of people? There's barely anything on the plate. What's she talking about? That's a cut of rare cooked filet mignon and turkey breast with scallions and asparagus, plus some slices of salmon sashimi on the side. All properly garnished, of course. My plate is exactly the same. And while it looks and smells delicious... Did I mess up? Yeah, line's out the door. I'll run back for seconds. Hopefully it'll clear up when we finish this. I'm sorry. I tried to arrange it nice, like we were at a fancy restaurant. Inko, you fool. She nods and stabs a fork through a piece of salmon. Well, I appreciate the thought. It does look pretty. Thanks. Once more recalling proper etiquette, I slice my own steak into tiny morsels, savoring each small bite of succulent meat. Olivia doesn't look as enthusiastic about the meal as I do. I always believe the presentation helps elevate the flavor of the food, but the sight of Olivia picking hers apart with a look of disinterest leaves a sour taste in my mouth. As we continue eating, I notice the cola in my glass begins to ripple and fizz a lot more than usual. Is this an earthquake? Thunk. Good evening, you two. It's Mr. Ferris. Wow, I haven't seen him since he gave me the bad news. He glances over at Olivia. That's right, he had to tell her too. So he's probably here to check up on us. He's seated down with a heaping plate of dinner. Olivia looks up from her plate longingly at it. Whoa, hey, Mr. Ferris. Dang, nice outfit. Thank you, I actually picked it out myself. Wow, you're getting some fine taste. That means a lot, thank you. Are you chaperoning? I am. Although it'd be more accurate to say ATF. No narc, maybe. Turns out when you organize an event with 100 teenagers, some of them decide it's not enough to try to bring their own fun. I've lost count of how many brand new flasks I've confiscated. Between you and I, the other staff plan on making sure it doesn't all go to waste after the party's over. Oh, brother. Taking a short break for my own meal, and I saw you two hidden away here in the corner. So, how goes it? Is the night treating you well? Yeah, we're having fun. It's going good. I'm just trying to memorize my memorial speech for later. Of course, I should have guessed. The whaleman proceeds to bite into, Damien was right, it's hard to watch. Last I saw you two, it was a terrible occasion, so I'm glad to see that both of you have bounced back. Thanks. That's a pretty stern look you have, Olivia. It's nothing. Listen, don't worry about your speech. I'm sure it will be great. No need to overwork yourself. Relax a little. It should be a fun night, not a stressful one. You're right. Yeah, Olivia, don't worry too much about memorizing a script. You should speak from your heart. If anybody knows how to pay respects to Latican, it's you. That's kind of the problem. Nobody else here would understand most of what I wanted to say. They don't know Latican like I did. How am I supposed to summarize everything he meant to me in 5 minutes? Have some faith, Olivia. People will understand when you speak from the heart. Yeah, sure. He goes right, Olivia. People are genuinely empathetic, after all. I followed the source of the voice, spotting Ben as he approaches the table with a wide smile. Everybody's experienced loss, Olivia. You'd be surprised just how much they'll understand. As Ben takes a seat, Olivia doesn't look happy. In fact, she looks noticeably more upset than she did 5 seconds ago. Good evening, Benjamin. You've done a bang-up job organizing tonight. The design wasn't all me. The student council all worked together. Of course, a lot of the decorations are just reused from year to year as well. Ben skillfully forks several vegetables together in one bite. He seems content that Olivia's actually tolerating his presence. If I may be a bit open here, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm so relieved this is all going off without a hitch. I've been crazy nervous myself that things wouldn't go well. Like, if I messed up, I might as well spit on his grave, too. Those kind of thoughts plagued me the entire time as I worked on this. Why's that? Because Mr. Latican was the best teacher. The table is shaking under my wrists. Looking over, I notice how Olivia's free hand clutches the edge of the table tightly. Honestly, I loved his classes the most. He really had a way with teaching. Something in his tone. I can't help but note how all of his words of praise for our teachers simply angered Olivia. Yeah, he went above and beyond. He was really inspirational. Olivia grunts her own agreement. She's really gripping the table's edge like she's trying to snap it in two. So I'm really glad I'm doing Latican Brad. I feel like I really got him, you know? God. You know what? I'm not doing this. Ingo, we're dancing. My girlfriend grabs my arm and starts dragging me from the table. Olivia, what's wrong? Through grit teeth, she responds roughly. Just feeling that haughty spirit, Inko. Okay. Have fun. She doesn't even look back at Ben or Mr. Ferris as we shove our way through the crowd toward the dance floor. She's still tugging me along with her tail around my wrist. As the upbeat music grows louder, I can barely hear Olivia grumbling to herself. The nerve. What does he know? Just trying to make himself feel better. I can feel the tension within Olivia, though her tail squeezing roughly around my wrist. A tension that melts away from her when a gentle stroke of my thumb runs over her scaly appendage. Olivia's breath leaves her slowly, the exhale seeming to take all the frustration with it as she slows down. And once it's all gone, her body goes slack. I have to actually catch her tail before it hits the floor, and I earn an appreciative smile from her before we continue towards the dance floor. Eventually, enough students are displaced and we have a section of the floor to ourselves. I only just now realize the situation I'm in. Good news, I do in fact know how to dance. Several years of tagging along to the business parties made sure of that. Even then, I actually looked up to some guides yesterday to make myself refreshed, just in case. Bad news, I do not know how to bust it down epic style. Even as a quirked-up human with a little bit of swagger, I am not goated with the sauce, and the very concept of busting a move is foreign to me. I've only ever seen it in shows and occasionally from game characters during a live stream. Don't be stupid. Can't be that hard. Hey, Olivia's moving and grooving, bobbing her chair and rolling her shoulders. Wow, I'm an idiot. This is just how anyone dances when they're jamming in a car. She pauses a second when she notices me staring. Come on, what are you waiting for? Don't tell me you're too refined to do this, rich boy. Wow. I'm messing with you, I know you're not. You're just a dork. It doesn't take long to match her rhythm. As we dance, her small smile slowly evolves into a radiant grin. Her annoyance after that dinner is completely gone, a thing of the past. Even when the song ends and a new one starts, we seamlessly bridge into a new rhythm. Everything else fades away until it's simply us, lost to time and the world, caught in the music now. Eventually, the track swaps over to a slower tempo. Olivia takes the cue to check the time on her phone. Oh man, it's about time. She shows me, 9:20. We still have time. Olivia shakes her head. Not much. I need to prepare. Ah, but the music just got good. I was wanting to know. Sorry, I can't, Dinko. I really need to make sure it goes well. Be here for me, please? Alright. I understand. Thank you. Olivia takes both my hands in hers, weaving our fingers together tightly. I can feel her pulse through our linked hands, and she must be feeling mine too. Her eyes close slowly, and I can feel her heartbeat slowly fall in line with mine. Finally, she gently lets go. She turns her wheelchair and starts off in another direction, not breaking eye contact until she's nearly lost in the crowd. Well, that was it. That was amazing. It's a shame we couldn't get to a proper slow dance, though. Yeah, a shame. A few people glanced my way. Stood up? Oh crap, I'm just standing here on the dance floor like a chump. I cut through the crowd to reach the sidelines. There's chairs set up along some of the walls to rest in. Am I just being selfish? We just danced for what, an hour? It's not like we can't ever dance again. Olivia has responsibilities, and she takes them seriously. That's what makes her so great. She wasn't like that at the start of the year, was she? Across the dance floor, I catch sight of Damien with his date. The two sweary along, carefully stepping around each other. Damien's actually struggling, but Liz holds him tight, taking him through the motions. While the song goes on, he gets more confident in his strides. More impressive is how he seems to handle her neck, which makes the girl's head swoon and melt in his embrace. Ooh. My God, swooning at this Christian dance? By the end of it, it almost looks like he was the one teaching her. After a few songs, the lights fade out more. Looks like I was right in my guess earlier. This must be the last song. Fireworks above the building burst into bright flashes of color. The iridescent sparks fall away with each cacophonous boom, some into colored shapes, but most just a kaleidoscope of fading embers. While the song is eclipsed by the blasts of fireworks, I see couples lost within a gentle melody. Even Liz and Damien are dancing, ignorant of the fiery display overhead. The last song fades out and the lights start getting warmer. It stings a little. On stage, Principal Scaler steps up to the lone microphone and gives a thumbs up to have it turned on. Good evening, everyone. I hope you've all had a wonderful night. The remaining chatter gets quieter. Thank you all for coming to tonight's event. I'm happy to see so many participate in one of St. Hammond's oldest traditions, although this year we have cut it just a bit short for a special occasion. As you know, earlier this year we lost one of our most beloved teachers at St. Hammond. Ladican taught for many years and gave his all to helping his students learn, so we have a few words of service we've prepared to send the night off. First, we'll be hearing from our Student Council President, Benjamin McKnight. Ben approaches from off stage, graciously taking Scaler's position in front of the microphone. There's a bit of polite applause, and Principal Scaler moves back. I notice a few students already leaving out the back door. Pricks. Well, whatever. Thank you, Principal Scaler. When I learned of Ladican's passing, my whole world seemed to break. I had known him for 4 years, but in that time he'd become a very important person in my life. He was a mentor figure to me, someone who guided, and though Ben spoke passionately, he prattled. The Student Council President made his point and then some, like he didn't want to stop talking. Enough so that the next speaker, not Olivia, but a familiar white and black raptor girl, only had a few minutes for her own words. She was more than succinct, giving a traditional prayer in his name. Finally, the girl took the microphone from its stand and handed it to Olivia as she wheeled onto the stage. Olivia moves into the spotlight with a look of determination on her face. She takes a moment, breathing deeply before scanning over everyone who's still inside the room. I flash her a thumbs up, though I don't know if she can see me under that bright light. Finally, she brings the mic to her mouth and begins. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Hello, my name is Olivia Alford. Many of you know me, the quiet girl in the wheelchair at school. But for the longest time, Ladican was the only person to actually show he cared. The only teacher to truly teach me, the only one to really reach out. In a dark, lonely world where I thought I was all alone, he was there for me. I nod along as Olivia talks, absorbing her genuine words. That's part of why I was asked to talk today. I can't hope to say I was his favorite student, but he was definitely my favorite teacher. From a child, I always had a passion for art, and I've had many teachers through the years learning. After so long, I just had the impression none of them actually liked art. Rather, to them it's another subject to teach to equally disinterested students for throwaway grades. And I can say, none of them went above and beyond the way he did for his students. She takes a pause to catch her breath, and I notice her eyes still half-liddled as she peers left and right. That spotlight must be poorly angled. It looks to be aimed right at her eyes. Latikin was one of the best, and he was taken from us too soon. But he does live on, though through the students that he really did teach. That's how he taught, giving it his all, not getting discouraged by apathetic classes of ungrateful, unwilling students. If just one student was there to learn, he would teach them all he knew, and I'm honored to have been that for him. There's some whispers around me, and I notice more and more some of her peers are quietly speaking during her speech. I wave my arm, silently pleading she notices me. Sadly, because of the damn spotlight, Olivia cannot take my hint to reel her speech back on course. In his prime, he was known for his portrait work. Controversial as his efforts were, there was no denying his skill, and though I don't do portraits so often, and though I'm not as skilled as him yet, someone like me was able to win an art contest in just months of his class. Teaching like that takes serious talent and a serious heart, and through his efforts and those he's affected, he'll live on. I'll continue to make great work. I'll continue to do his name justice and carry his torch as his apprentice. That's what he deserves most. Thank you and have a good night. Silence. A bit more polite clapping, but also some murmurs from the crowd. Is she all right? That's it? Did she just say we were ungrateful and unwilling? No, that isn't what I meant. Murmurs grow into the chatter. Olivia looks my way, confusion etched in her features. That's it? That's the whole speech? I don't know who said it, but it was said with an angry tone. That was just a chief puff piece about yourself. That one was hurtful. No, of course not. Olivia's hands fumble for something. The chatter is growing louder as Olivia pulls a small white ball from her chair's storage compartment. Her hands shake, the sound of paper crumpling coming from the speakers, bins, notes. To continue, Latikin was an important member of the community and... Ha! Oh my god, that really was the whole thing! Are you serious? How insulting to Latikin? You should be ashamed! Woman moment! My mind is scrambling. What can I even do? The damage has been done. No, it's fine. So long as Olivia calms down, she can have a good comeback. I've got to do something. You're doing great, Olivia! Keep it coming! She instantly rips the paper in two. Uh-oh. Who was that? Are you mocking me? What is wrong with all of you? Shit, that isn't what I meant. The principal rushes on stage. Olivia bats her arm away. No, let me go! A vicious growl permeates through her clenched teeth. Silver eyes glare daggers at every person still in the room shouting back at her. Enraged, she smashes her paper in her hands back into a ball and chucks it at the crowd. Fuck you all! None of you knew him like I did! Latikin meant more to me than anyone fucking else! Olivia, please! The speakers let out a terrifying noise as the microphone is tossed aside. Olivia turns away from the angry crowd, rolling herself off stage and towards a back exit. For a moment, I can see Damien and Liz among the churning sea of bodies. They looked at me with utter confusion and shock. Coming back to my senses, I run out of the hall and chase after Olivia. Pushing the side exit open, the frigid breeze of outside air hits my face. Where did she go? I catch a glimpse of her turning the corner of the building. Olivia, wait up! Olivia, wait! Fucking hell, hold on! It takes me a moment to catch my breath. What the hell happened back there? We're by the carport. There's crowds of people exiting the building. Some are waiting by the curb, probably for the valet or some other transportation. Her eyes level on me. Eyes, a mixture of anger and pain. Olivia? Olivia, you just blew up out of nowhere at everyone. What's wrong? Olivia's on the brink of tears, her enraged eyes welling up with tears. Why? Why didn't they get it? What did I do wrong? My teeth rattle painfully as I close my mouth. I poured my heart and soul out to those assholes. Look what happened. Ugh. It was all for nothing. Those freaks. You get it, right, Inko? Yeah, I do. Listen, it's not over. Of course it is. Latikin deserves better than this. What a disgrace. Look, there's a way to make it up. Olivia turns and sniffles a little bit. She's listening. Right now things seem really down, I know, but the stage is probably still open. I'm sure if I just give the word to Ben or Scala, they'll let you continue and you can apologize. Oh my gosh, shut up! Latikin was wrong. All those assholes, even you, Inko. All they care about was themselves. Well, I mean, your speech. I took your advice, Inko! Hey, I said tell your story to them. I don't recall saying to make it all about yourself. So sorry on my part. Maybe you should go back and apologize too. Fuck them! Why should I? Because it'll make you look bad if you don't. Like I should give two shits about what they think of me. Well, I give two shits because it's going to make me look bad. I really shouldn't have said that, but I'm right, though, aren't I? Are you seriously making this about you? It's not about me, but I'm trying to help you so it affects me. She tries to yell something, but her voice cracks and breaks into a miserable growl. I watch as tears begin to stream from her still vicious eyes. Come on, Olivia, that's all I've ever wanted to do. Well, maybe I don't want you to help. Her voice is deep and stern. You don't really want that, do you? How do you know? You think you understand me? That you have me all figured out? That you know what I want? Fuck you, Inko. A hollow feeling resonates through me. She doesn't mean that. She can't. Can she? Olivia, why don't we just go back home? We can talk about this, and maybe on Monday you can... Yeah, I think I'm going to go home. Here, let me call... No, I'm going home alone. Seriously? Yeah, it's over. Over? What do you mean, over? She turns her chair away from me, rolling herself down the sidewalk away from the venue. You can't walk home alone. Olivia Snap. That sound is unmistakable. I nearly just lost my hand. Fuck off. I want to follow after, desperately try and reason with her, but my legs refuse to move. A part of me forces myself to watch Olivia as she slowly moves down the sidewalk. As other students pass her by and toss hateful words her way, as the world itself seems to throw its vitriol on this wheelchair-bound girl, buffeting herself through the blistering cold gust. As she waits at the metro station in view, I'm incapable of looking away. It must be some punishment for what I had said, as I can see Olivia finally quake with tears at the station. Just as Olivia wails with agony, the train comes, hiding her from me. That wail was the last thing I heard from her that night, though at times her haunting cry resurfaces in my memories, returning to tear at my heart without remorse, with no reason or warning as to why. Alone. I'm afraid. I've always heard the stories of events like prom ending with merriment and talk of after-parties. The ride back home was silent. I opened the door to my undecorated house, the air feeling much colder than it did outside. I didn't bother turning on the lights as I hobbled through the empty halls. My movements are robotic. Each step up the stairs is forced. The bedroom door swings open, but I can't be bothered to close it. My bed has never looked so inviting. Although maybe it's the other way around. Everything else is too cold. It's the new center of the universe. I just flump face first into it. I'm alone. The winter days dragged on endlessly during the Christmas break. Something inside me just sapped any and all strength from me. I'll wake up whenever I can't sleep anymore, eat whatever so my stomach wouldn't hurt, stare at my computer's monitor without really acknowledging what was on it. The bare minimum of existing. The one singular thought that pervaded my mind was, I want to see her. I would find myself looking at my phone's messenger app, eyes glancing over to the old pictures and messages I was sent. All those doodles she'd sent that meant nothing to her now meant the world to me. Fingers tapping the digital keys with whatever words I thought, asking her if she was okay, asking if I could see her, asking for forgiveness. Only the words vanished as my thumb held down on the delete key. In this cold and lonely room, I desperately wanted to reach out to Olivia, and each passing day I would muster up just enough courage to write a longer and longer message. But my courage would vanish by the end, and I'd go back to simply existing, lost in an ocean of apathy in this room. It's Christmas Eve today. I've got some new house robes for my parents. Had them pre-wrapped and sent over. They'll open it when they get home tomorrow night. Everyone else is having a big meal with their families. They all got their own yearly traditions, whatever old comedy gets put on like a ritual. Before bed, the kids get to open one present early. Everyone else stays up chattering with each other a while. But not me. I'm just in my pajamas watching a show I don't even like. In senior year, next year I'll have taxes. Looking at my messenger again, tap, 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 I stare at the message I had composed. My thumb hovers over the backspace key, breath in, breath out, tap. Hey. I did it at last, and my heart thumps roughly as immediately after I see the typing animation on my screen. Hey. My thumb wants to mash away wildly on the keys, write out an infinite number of things that just fly to the forefront of my mind, but I hold off, and I think, until I finally decide. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas Eve. Right, Eve. Lost track of time. Same. What have you been doing? In the most literal sense of the word, nothing. Dealing with Vinny. Decorating for tomorrow. Sounds fun. Yeah, fun. She included a drawn guts looking depressed, and a strange sensation overtook my face. It was a smile. I'd forgotten what it had felt like to smile in only just a week. So, you still by yourself? Yeah. My fingers had moved without me realizing. Before I could explain, I saw Olivia typing a reply and held myself. That sucks. Your parents suck. I know. Another rough thump of my heart rattled my chest. Listen, I thought about that night, and I'm sorry for what I said. I fucked up, Olivia. Please take me back. I waited a few seconds. No response. Was it too much? Too little? What am I even doing? I let my phone fall onto my chest and rub my eyes. Idiot. Bzz. Okay. I'll give it another shot. I jerked straight up. Oh, thank you, Raptor Jesus. I swear I'm going to church every Sunday from now on. Thank you. Can I come over tomorrow? There's no one here. No. You. Probably shouldn't. There's a pause between her replies, time during which I felt my breath leaving me and my heart slowing in its beat. That came out bad. Look, I'm mostly over what happened between us, but it still hurt. I need some extra time. Don't want to make things awkward, you know? Some of that squeezing feeling is back. I guess I deserve it. This is my price to pay. Yeah, alright. See you at school? Sure. I decided to flip on an old Christmas movie. It's one meant for kids, but I remember watching it once with my family. As I doze off, it's just a little less bitter. We texted more and more over the winter break. By the time I saw Olivia at school again, it almost felt like how things used to be. Almost. I had a lot to make up for, after all, but I was back in her good graces. It's more than I could have asked for, honestly. The rest of the school year seemed like a formality, and instead I'd put up my efforts on just being there for Olivia. After all, it was just us two versus the world once we graduated. Another day of work, another walk home from the shit show that is urban rush hour. I sigh as several car horns begin to continue to blare at each other with reckless abandon. At least it's Friday. The words linger in the air as a faint evening breeze washes over me. Experience has taught me that walking home from my office building is faster than trying to drive through this mess. I briefly stopped to observe the source of massive buildup. They've been doing construction on this intersection for the last 3 months. Damn it, I'm off work early today. Something about corporate reorganization, though. That's usually code for downsizing. At least I'll get to see Olivia in her prime. We're always so busy these days, but tonight can be special. I don't even remember the last time we went out together for a date. So she's sure to love a nice dinner date. It'll be like old times. After another 15 minutes of dodging cars and homeless people, I'm finally at my destination. The Volcadera Gallery of Arts. Olivia had spoken with Alina, and they'd come to an agreement to start producing and selling her work at Alina's gallery. And over the years, the arrangement changed as Olivia became a part-time assistant to Alina. It's a nice gig, but it doesn't pay the most. Of course, it's just until her career really takes off that after that, it's beachfront life for both of us. If the schedule she gave me is right, Olivia should be showcasing her work right about now. The inside of the gallery is dry and cool, a contrast to the hot and humid weather outside. Independent conversations echo throughout the room as I pass the front desk. Nobody dares to question me. I think her showcase is in the east wing, right next to Latican's old section. As I follow my vague memories, I come to a wide-open section of the gallery. I spot Olivia not too far away. It looks like she's talking to someone. I approach her slowly to overhear the conversation, trying not to interrupt. You've made several comments earlier in this interview about your aspirations for your latest work. Do you want to elaborate on this? She's holding a tablet, tapping away as she speaks. A journalist, then. Jesus Christ, Olivia looks rough. Yes, I can. Recently, I've been looking a lot more into warmer tones. My usual palette favored cool tones that were evocative of evening theming. But for this series, I wanted to tackle what comes after the nighttime vistas, at least from daybreak to noon. Olivia finally notices my presence, and I turn her head to me. Inko, did something happen? What are you doing over here? I wanted to surprise you. Well, that's nice. Is he your husband, Miss Alfred? No, we're just dating. Would you mind if I got some comments from him as well? It may be useful. I don't know. I guess it'd be fine. Excellent. The woman turns to me, pushing her tablet well within my personal bubble. Miss Alford said you're Inco. Inco G in Into. We've been an item for 3 years now. 3 years since high school, then. Yes, we met and started dating our senior year together. Why does she look like she's fucking 80? So since you've been with her so long, you must be very familiar with the process as well. I'd say so, yes. Could you tell me about Olivia's presence in the art world, then? Her work really stands out, yet her pieces aren't that widespread. Well, I could see Olivia's head shaking. It's a personal talk we've had more and more often these days. The tablet pushes further into my space, urging me to speak. It's not that Olivia doesn't want her work to spread, it's just the majority of people that approach her have been from varying advocacy organizations for disabled individuals. I don't see how that would be a problem. It isn't, honestly, but before I can continue, Olivia forces herself between the journalist and I think that's enough for now. The reporter reluctantly nods, politely excusing herself in the presence of Olivia's leer. Look, Olivia, Olivia pulls me aside and around a corner, whispering angrily, What are you doing? I've told you time and again, I'm not doing it that way. Okay, sorry. You shouldn't even be here. Shouldn't you be at work? I gotta go home early today. Relax. I wanted to see you. A gentle puff of air slips from her lips. Thanks. Hey, we haven't been somewhere in forever. Now that I have some time off, would you want to have dinner someplace nice tonight? You seem stressed. Olivia untenses herself a little. Dinner? Wow, I guess it has been a long while. Yeah, I think I'd like that. Great. Anywhere in mind you'd like to go? She closes her eyes in contemplation. No, nothing in particular. I'd be glad to relax a bit wherever. All right. You getting off work at the same time today? Yep, 5 p.m. Look, this interview's really important. This gal's from a pretty major publication. I can't have this go wrong, all right? I really think this is my big chance. I get the idea. All right. Okay. Just relax, okay? You're doing great with the interview. Thanks. You'll do great, and tonight we can celebrate. Yeah. All right, you should go. I'm going. On my way out, I wave back at the confused journalist while Olivia rolls back her direction to finish the interview. Well, that was fucking mean! I walk back with a bit more pep in my step. Man, I really need this date, too. I'm getting a few butterflies again. I open the door and flick a light switch, revealing our dignified flat. There's not much furniture, and with most of the floor being reserved for Olivia's art supplies and space to maneuver her wheelchair. Honestly, it looks a bit like an extension of the gallery she works at. Some might call it messy, but I like to think of it as homely. On our way to our bedroom, I pass the kitchen and catch a glimpse of the sink. I still need to wash the dishes and sweep the floor. Never mind that now. There's something much more important. I make to the master bedroom, opening up the expansive wardrobe that lies just inside. What to wear? An hour of hygiene and fashion later, I'm all cleaned up. I take a seat on the living room sofa, waiting patiently for Olivia to get home. It's a little after 5. She'll probably be here in 10 minutes or so. I actually haven't decided where I'll take her. It's got to be a barbecue. Somewhere like, man, we've been living here for ages and I don't actually know where anything is. My phone's old proprietary map boots, and I check around for restaurants within walking distance. Handful filet, looks great, herbivore theme, so can't. That means then there must be a quick check of search settings confirms it. Only carnivore locations. There we go. A refined list of nearby locations. One in particular is even marked as new. Simone's. Just opened a few months ago and it looks pretty neat. Checking their website, I see that they still have some available tables for tonight, and the menu looks exquisite. Alright, that decides it. I check the time. 5:15. They should have figured the foot traffic would have been bad today. It's Friday after all. Olivia should be here any minute. Man, is it that bad? I should check up on her. No response. Is it still going on then? Jeez, I'm starting to get worried. A pit starts gathering in my gut. Or I'm just hungry. No, I'm not eating before a date. Come on, Olivia, get home already. That's it. I'll just call her. If it interrupts the interview, it interrupts the interview. I can't find Olivia's contact, and please leave your message for her. Shit. Oh, come on. Is her phone off? Man. I guess a sandwich wouldn't hurt. My knees pop when I stand. Guess I was sitting a while. While I busy myself with sandwich crafting, I can only feel worries bubble further. Maybe I should just go back to the gallery. No, if she'd left, it'd be way easier for us to just pass each other. With nothing else to do, I flip on the TV. There's a new documentary series out that'll fill the noise nicely. I hardly pay attention to it, just getting bites into my little sandwich until it's all gone. Guilt pangs me, but what else was I supposed to do? I sigh and look out the window. Outside, the unmistakable wail of an ambulance. No, of course not. That'd be stupid. Quit worrying. Dang it, Olivia. Can't this have just waited one day? Ugh. What am I thinking? Knock that off, me. Just have to have some faith. I'm getting worked up for nothing. We can laugh about it over our dinner tonight. Yeah, I'm just worrying over nothing. I'll just sit back and relax until Olivia arrives. Slam. Holy crap! I flip around the couch. Fuck! From the loud thumping, I can already guess. She's not happy. Olivia's tail slams loudly on the floor in frustration as she wheels herself into our living room. Olivia, what happened? I was getting worried. I was at the damn interview for hours! That fucking reporter, holy shit, I need to punch something! Your interview didn't go well? What do you think? Olivia stops herself and exhales deeply. Sorry. No, it didn't. She loved my work. You were right there, ready to make this happen. Then she shows me her notes. You know what they said? Differently abled, passionately enabled. I tell her to drop the angle, and she says she's not interested in the article otherwise. She was just there to make her shitty little story about the disabled artist to ride my situation to stardom. She tries to say it's mutually beneficial. So for hours, I'm trying to keep the conversation going to show her my process. Anything to just get her to say yes. I was right there, Inko, right there. All I needed to hear was a yes. For once. God, why does nobody get it? It was all for nothing. Now I just... Fuck it. Fuck it. I'm sorry I'm late. We can go on the date thing now. I'm hungry. Everything's closed, Olivia. Fucking fantastic. None of this would have happened if she had just done it. Now I look like a desperate idiot. I'm still stuck at this place, making barely above minimum wage, and I don't even get the date. God, I'm just doomed to mediocrity forever. If it matters that much, maybe you should just accept it. I didn't mean to mumble that. I hope Olivia didn't notice. She noticed. What the fuck was that? She's giving me a chance to change what I said. I've gotten a few of those over the years, whenever I broke some unspoken rule of hers, and I'd always capitulate because I figured that's what a good boyfriend would do. Except today. This was my only early day in a while. The first time in years I could have felt like her boyfriend for once. Something boils over. No. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I can't bring myself to say anything more. I just sit in silence while Olivia starts tensing up. And what does that mean? You're supposed to support me. We're there for each other. That's what all this is for. I have been supporting you, Olivia. I love you. Then why? Her breath is getting heavier. I see her claws poking out, pressing into her armrests. Those scared me once. She won't use them. Olivia, listen to me. This is the first time in years that I could have taken you out on a date. That we could have gone anywhere we wanted to. And we would have. We would have been back by now having fun. And it was spent on even more of this stupid, stubborn nonsense. She sits aghast. Who are you? I'm the guy that's had to deal with this crap for 3 years now. I like you, Olivia. I love you. I want to do stuff with you. Can't you make it easy to deal with you? Oh, like you would know. Your fucking parents aren't even around. They'd rather get shit-faced every night than deal with you once. My parents didn't abandon me to some other poor family to raise me instead. Her brow furrows and her eyes widen. Before I can bother feeling guilty about the statement, she roars. How could you know the situation I was in, you prick? And I'm just trying to make my shitty situation not shit. And it wouldn't be that way if you didn't demand everyone else play by your rules. You're no different than those so-called phonies that abuse their disability except you're broke. Oh my fucking god. Is it so much to ask for one person who gets it? Am I the insane one here? I don't need you turning on me too, you spineless sack of shit. Is it really just the entire world conspiring against me to make sure I'm painting under a bridge with condiments and shit within the next few years? Is it so much to ask for one fucking person to not just use me to climb the social ladder? If you're so concerned about it, then let them! It's been 3 damn years, Olivia. Face it, your career isn't taking off because you refuse to let anyone actually see it. Because you're so hung up on your stupid fucking wheelchair. Fuck you, you useless sack of shit, skinny. Shit. That was too far. What are we doing? What's happened to us? It wasn't supposed to be like this. We stand motionless, just staring at the carnage of the vase. The water leaks across the tile. The flower is a birthday gift from me to her, laying withered on the floor in pieces. Olivia finally meets my eye. Her expression is a horrid mix of shock and remorse. The fire has died. All heat is gone. In its place is simply two burnt-out individuals in the reality that we've ignored for so long. Her head falls and she rolls away to the office room we turned into her studio. Its door creaks slowly before shutting softly. Grabbing a towel from the kitchen, I try to carefully collect the broken pieces of the vase. Not carefully enough, though, as my palm is cut on a jagged edge. Thankfully, the towel staunches the small cut enough that I can clean up the rest of the damage. I set the damaged flowers in the sink since there's a chance some of them can be saved. The vase is a lost cause, though. As I look at it all, I feel the sounds of sniffling reaches my ears, and I look at the closed studio door. An idea comes to mind. There's one last undamaged tulip there. I could take it to her and apologize for my harsh words. Maybe she'd even apologize too. Maybe, but I don't even know anymore. Setting the last living flower into a cup, I fill it with some water. It looks horrible. The petals are damaged, the stem is bent. Some of my blood is mixed with the water, making it look disgusting. If it were a picture, it'd be this perfect representation of us right now. But I gave that up. I gave a lot of things up for Olivia. It's like she doesn't even understand that, though. I place the glass where the vase once was and lay down on the couch once more. This is our life now. This has been our life for so long that I don't know where this life is going to take us. And it's with that final horrifying thought that I drift into a dreamless sleep. Wah, 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 wah. Ending 2 of 4. Okay! Alright! I did it! I got fucking ending 2 of 4! And holy shit! That was heartbreaking! Like, nothing horrific happened to Olivia, but at the same time, like, Inko just, in no better term, just simped and simped and simped until he found himself in a place with no love. I know that's not the happiest ending, everybody. I am well fucking aware that is meant to be a sad ending. But God, I mean, in ending 1, Olivia gets the worst of it, by far. In ending 2, Inko takes all of it in himself, and Olivia just uses him and uses him and uses him. And I don't know if that's much better. Like, I feel like ending 1 is Olivia's worst ending, and ending 2 might be Inko's worst ending because he just can't, he loves her and he can't walk away from her. But, with that being said, that was ending 2. We're going to do ending 3 and ending 4. Don't worry, I am really hoping that ending 3 we start getting pulled up a little bit because, man, these last 2 have been fucking depressing as shit. I hope you guys are enjoying I Want to Hug That Gator. If not, I don't know why you keep watching, but I really like this. That ending felt more complete than the other one. And I have no incredibly angry things to say. I have the path set for ending 3, and we might do another thing where it's like, I'll do an episode of like choices that we didn't have, and then the ending episode after that. And then ending 4 will probably be just one big episode, but as a finale of sorts. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about I Want to Hug That Gator down in the comments below. And I will see all you know bros later. Peace for now. Bye!